I'm watching my friend's eyes plead for help as her parents berate her in front of me. Their words cutting deep, each one a fresh wound in a long history of emotional abuse. She's a 26-year-old woman, but her life is controlled with an iron fist by her adoptive parents, who dictate every move she makes, from the food she eats to the clothes she wears. I've known her for a while now, and we work together, but it's only recently that I've come to realize the full extent of her situation. Her parents don't let her leave the house without direct supervision. Ever. The only time she's ever outside the house alone is at work, and even then, she's always looking over her shoulder, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Not allowed to be alone with any friends. Not allowed to go on a walk through town. Not allowed to have a phone. Her parents read every email that's sent to her before she even sees it. They control how much she eats, what she eats, packing her salads with only a couple handfuls of lettuce, getting angry when she packs too much yogurt. She always talks about wanting more food, her eyes lighting up at the mere mention of it. Her parents shame and punish her if they find she took a granola bar home from work. They check her bags, a constant reminder that she's not trusted, that she's a prisoner in her own life. She's not allowed to have relationships, not allowed to own bracelets, beads, or rings. She's not allowed to ask any friends for gifts or objects. The parents have confiscated almost every gift I've given her, including beads, rings, and coloring books. They sit through every therapy session, telling her what to say, not allowing her to say what she wants, telling the therapist she's lying every time she says anything. They're suffocating her, not letting her breathe, not letting her live. Apparently, the mom even makes her carry around a baby doll in the house, a constant reminder of her childish status in their eyes. They say they want her to grow on her own and become independent, and she can just do it if she tries, and she just needs the willpower to change. It's a cruel joke, a twisted game they're playing with her life. I've met the parents and been over to their house several times. They trust me, but that only makes it worse. They don't physically injure her, but the emotional scars run deep. She has a lot of anxiety going out, but desperately wants to live a normal life, even for an hour. The only thing she wants in the world is to ride in a car alone with a friend. A simple pleasure that's been denied to her for so long. She had anxiety and overwhelming excitement for 3 months in advance about her parents letting her hang out alone with a friend in the park for an hour recently. It was a small taste of freedom, but it was enough to give her hope. I didn't even know this was so serious for years, because we don't have any time to talk at work besides lunch. Now we've been communicating through handwritten letters, since it's the only privacy we can get. And I have to hope that her parents don't find and read mine. The trust is shattered, and I feel helpless, unable to do anything to stop this abuse. I'm trying really hard to slowly step towards convincing the parents to let me be alone with her, but it's an uphill battle. They tell me that she is a master manipulator, and will talk me into things I don't want to do. Before, I thought when she asked me over and over for little objects and things, it was odd, but now I realize it was an actual cry for help. She can't have anything of her own, or even step outside without supervision. She's 26 years old, but she's been treated like a child her whole life. It's not that she's mentally unstable, besides anxiety and panic attacks. It's just that she's been suffocated by her parents' control. We've become really close over the past few months, and I'm getting really upset about this every day. I'm the only person in her life who knows about this, and she's been able to physically talk about it too. I feel like I'm her only hope, but I don't know how to help her. I'm torn between wanting to protect her and not wanting to overstep any boundaries. I'm scared of making things worse, but I'm more scared of doing nothing. As I sit here, watching her parents belittle her, I feel a surge of anger and frustration. How can they do this to their own child? How can they deny her the basic human rights of freedom and autonomy? I know I have to do something, but what? I've tried talking to her, trying to convince her to stand up for herself, but she's too scared. She's been conditioned to obey, to comply, to never question. The thought of her carrying around that baby doll, a constant reminder of her powerlessness, makes my blood boil. The thought of her parents reading her emails, controlling her every move, makes me want to scream. I feel like I'm living in a nightmare, a never-ending cycle of abuse and control. But I know I have to stay strong. For her sake. I have to be her rock, her confidant, her friend. As the days turn into weeks, and the weeks turn into months, I can see the toll this is taking on her. She's losing hope, losing herself, losing her sense of identity. She's becoming a shadow of her former self, a mere specter of the person she used to be. I know I have to do something, but what? I've tried talking to her parents, trying to reason with them, but they just won't listen. They're too far gone, too entrenched in their own twisted worldview. I'm at a loss, unsure of what to do, unsure of how to help her. I feel like I'm drowning in a sea of despair, unable to find a lifeline. But I know I have to keep trying, keep fighting, keep pushing. I owe it to her, to myself, to everyone who's ever been a victim of abuse. I owe it to humanity to stand up, to speak out, to make a difference. As I look into her eyes, I see a deep sadness, a deep longing for freedom. I see a spark of hope, a spark of determination. And I know that I have to fan that spark into a flame that will burn bright and hot, a flame that will guide her out of the darkness and into the light. The question is, can I do it? Can I help her escape this prison, this hellhole of abuse and control? Can I help her find her voice, her strength, her courage? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. I'll be here, fighting, fighting, fighting until she's free. Was I right to try and help her, or should I have just stayed out of it?
If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Drop your verdict in the comments below, subscribe for new stories every single day, and hit the notification bell so you never miss one.